welcome back to another video, guys, and today we're going to be talking about Gorilla Tag Ghosts. My last video did really well, 300 views in about a day and 4 hours. 300. That's my most viewed video by about 180 views. My most viewed video is 92 views, so it's around about 150 odd views more. But we're going to talk about Gorilla Tag Ghosts and what their colours are and how they do and what they do. First one is the most common one. Everyone was talking about it when it first became a thing. Not Capuchin. What am I saying? Because I was just talking about Capuchin earlier. But PBBV, going by the name of PBBV, simple as it's like this. That's literally his name. And his color is I don't know all their color codes, but his color is salmon. He doesn't wear any cosmetics. His arms are like this, moves like this across the floor, not as quick, but like this. Obviously no cosmetics, and he is, I wouldn't say he's too dangerous, because all of the versions of him now are pretty much fake. Maybe 1 out of 10 on danger. Scariness, probably 5 out of 10, because he's kind of died down. And yeah, and also a couple other ghosts. And also, he is very on a danger scale. He can ban you for a day or less than that. So I would say danger, probably a 6, because he can still ban you. And bans are still quite scary. Next up, we have Daisy09. Daisy09 is a bit of a different one. Daisy09 is a bit interesting. Obviously, the name, I don't know the color code still. Name is, I don't know if I spelled it right, but it's something like that. It's Daisy09. And basically, what she is got long arms, roughly like this, and plays the song Daisy Bell, as it was the first ever song sang by a computer. It was composed by someone called Harry, don't know his last name, but Harry, in the 1960s, I'm pretty sure. And it was the first ever, 1860s, sorry. It was the first ever song sung by a computer. Not too sure what the computer's name is, but it was his first ever song sung by a computer. In around about the 1960s, and that's what she plays. Scariness, probably 7 out of 10, because she's tall. She's got long arms, making her very quick. Her colour's quite bright, and you won't really realise until you start hearing a Daisy Bell. And I would say danger, probably the same as PBBV 6. She can do the same things as PBBV, but she can also kick you from lobbies, and the ban's slightly longer. So actually maybe a 7. Next up we've got J3VU. And he is a green, usually a neon green lime monkey, usually. Obviously no cosmetics. Ran up the same arm length as PBB, maybe a bit longer, maybe it was this. And he's a bit different, because when you tag him, he turns hostile, and his name will flip between like J3VU is now hostile, and he can change his name and color whenever he wants. And yeah, but there's gonna be multiple parts to this. I think maybe 3 or 4. And the next up we've got Echo. Maybe she's a blue monkey with, I think, the longest arms out of any ghost. It's longer than Daisy's, I know that. And she has a blue and she wears blue sun hat. I forgot to mention this for J3VU, but J3VU plays Run Rabbit Run, the song, and which was composed in the early 1900s. I'm pretty sure. The early 90s, and Echo plays the same thing, but it's just not slowed. And yeah, danger for J3VU, I forgot to mention, is probably a 5 out of 10, because his ban's only about an hour, and that's all he can do. I thought as much, but PvP can kick you from lobbies as well. And Echo is usually non-hostile, but that's not. But she can be hostile if you're mean to her. She says like this was the first ever female ghost, and she was apparently supposed to neutralize the threat of PvP. But if you tag her, not tag her, sorry, but if you're rude to her, she will become hostile and chase you down. And if you do become, and she just become hostile, she will then chase you down, and if she catches you, you'll either be kicked from the lobby or banned for an hour. So I'd say danger, probably a 3 out of 10. And we'll do 2 more monkeys for this part, and then we'll go into the next part next time. And the last 2 monkeys are quite new. Well, one of them's not, one of them is. You got Mirror Man. Not sure if that's his name, but that's what the code it's in. And Mirror Man is a bit of a different one, as he'll usually sit at Mirror in City. He's a black monkey who basically does the same thing as Statue, but he moves around a lot more. So he basically just sits in front of Mirror like this, long arms out. He kind of has his arms like this out in front of Mirror, and yeah, and he can teleport, and if he catches you, he will ban you for a day, and he can also kick people from lobbies. And this one, and this final one, not many people know about, but this one is the most dangerous one that we know in this part. Oh, the danger for Mirror Man probably is like 7 out of 10. Or 6. I'll say 6. You can do the same thing as PvP, but it's slightly longer ban. And lastly, we've got Tearliner. Tearliner, I think that's it. Usually a light pink monkey with long arms, like really long arms, like override like on Steam VR, like override scale all the way down. Even that isn't longer than his arms. What he does is, it's not been confirmed of what he's done yet, but I've encountered him before. Honestly, it's not fake. It wasn't fake. I know that because he banned 2 people in the lobby, which modders can't do. So it definitely wasn't a modder. And what he does is he makes you invisible, and once you're invisible, you have 5 minutes to leave that Gorilla Tag lobby, or you will be banned for between 1 day and 1 day and 1 week. And no one can hear you or see you when you're invisible, obviously. So it makes that much scarier. If you want to find him, 2 main codes. One of them's Tearliner, and the other one I'm not too sure, but it's like, hold up, I'll just type it out because don't know how to pronounce it. But obviously, one of them is. It's quite hard to fake being him because he's actually quite dangerous. But the other code he's in usually is this one. This one, or is it? I think it's this one. It's that one or the one for you. And his other one is obviously Tearliner. Spelled like this. Pretty sure. And yeah, so that's part 1. That's part 1. Like and subscribe for part 2. I want to try get 5 likes for this one, just because we're growing. And my last video is the only one where I've got more likes than I expected and more views. So we'll go for 5 likes for part 2. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.